Hi folks, this is Pat Cosgrove from Cosgrove's Cosmos. It's been a while since I've posted something on my YouTube channel, and I've had relatively few posts on my website over the last 5 months. So that raises the question, where have I been and what have I been doing? And that's what I'm going to try to cover in this video today. After a long search, we found a property that would be suitable for building an observatory, and in the last 5 months, we've been absorbed in that process. I'll share all of that and more, so let's get started. It's no secret that for a long time now, I've been wanting to build my own observatory. My wife and I have been searching for a property that would support that kind of project for the last 2 years, and we really hadn't had a lot of luck. But in late October, we found a property that was located only 3 miles from our old house that seemed like it had everything we were looking for. And since that point in time, it's like we fell into a black hole. Between putting in an offer, getting it accepted, getting everything ready for closing, downsizing a house that we've lived in for 32 years and accumulated way too much stuff, the actual move, starting to unpack, and then getting the old house ready for sale, putting that on the market and selling it, it's just been an awful lot of work. And it's taken all of our energy. I don't think when we started this, we understood how much of our time and energy would be absorbed by the process, but it's been a lot. And it certainly has sucked up all of our time. I've had very little time for doing astrophotography, for creating new content on my website, and for creating new videos. Why am I emerging now? Most of that is behind us. We're into the new house. We're mostly unpacked. My new Astro Man Cave is completely functional. The old house was prepared for sale. We listed it and it sold very quickly. And suddenly we have a little bit more bandwidth now, and I'm starting to lean back into what I wanted to spend my time doing, which was astrophotography. So the new place, I have two primary challenges I'm focusing now. One is getting my observatory project off the ground. Now that we're here and I have a spot and I have a plan, what is it that I have to do to get the ball rolling? The second challenge I have is that now that in a new house, and while I'm waiting for my observatory to be built, how am I going to do my astrophotography? I used to set up in my driveway, but my new driveway really isn't conducive to doing astrophotography. I have a great spot in the backyard. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to get my gear up there, get power up there, get Wi-Fi up there, and start getting to the point where I can do astrophotography again while I'm getting ready to build the observatory. I'll be posting on those efforts as I make progress. One nice aspect about moving into the new house is that there was a large bonus room over the garage, and that really created a great space for me to create my new astrophotography office or man cave. And before we even moved, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I would use that space. Every astrophotographer needs a place where they could focus his or her efforts. You need a place where you can do your image processing. You need a place where you can have your star charts and your reference books. And you also have to have a space for storing some of your astro gear. In the past, that was my old den. And you've seen my old den because most of my videos were shot from that den. That den was 11 foot by 12 foot and had a very small storage closet in it. It was filled with stuff, but I made it work for me. The new house had a really nice first floor office, and my wife ended up taking that, but it had this great bonus space over the garage, which was simply huge. I'm talking a 16 by 27 foot space with a large walk-in closet. This looked like an ideal place for my new office. Here's one view of what it looked like before I moved in, looking at one end of the office. And over here is another. So you can see it's a pretty big space. And not only that, it had a small kitchenette. So there's a counter, a sink, a refrigerator, a perfect spot in my mind to place a coffee maker for those late night processing sessions, and a microwave to warm up some snacks as you're burning the midnight oil. It also has a wood stove, which I don't really need, takes up space, and I really have a hard time imagining I want to carry wood all the way to the back of the house here or carry ashes back out. But for right now, it's there. I may end up removing it. And just to make things even more convenient, there's a really nice bathroom right outside the door of the office. So with a big space like this, how was I going to set it up? What was I going to put in there? What did I want to achieve there? Well, I know I wanted to have a better space for doing my image processing. I wanted to step up my game there. I have a lot of astronomy books and references I've collected over the years. I wanted to have a place where I could have a little astro library. And as part of that astro library, I wanted to have a library table, place with a bright light where I could spread out star charts and references as I'm doing research. And then I also needed a place to store my gear. Not everything is going to be in the observatory, so some things will go up into the Astro Cave. Then finally, I decided I wanted to put in a mini theater. What? A mini theater? Why would I want that? Well, as it turns out, as we looked at the new house, we realized that the TV situation we had in the family room of our old house just wasn't going to work out. We had a fireplace where the best place to put a monitor was over it, and the TV we had was just too large for that. And also, with the house, we acquired a really nice sectional for that room. So some of the furniture we had in the family room before no longer was needed. So suddenly, I had all this stuff that was not being used. I had a 75-inch TV, a 7.1 surround system, and furniture with no place to put it. Well, I thought, well, I can find a spot to put it, and I can figure out how to make my Astro Cave even more functional. In order to figure out how to make best use of the space, I used some online software to lay out the floor plan. And this is what the floor plan looked like as I started. Then I tried a lot of different configurations, and I finally settled on a floor plan that looks like this. Here you can see one corner section where I'm going to put 2 desks, and that's going to be my image processing area. Then I could put a wall of bookcases that separates the room into 2 halves. And one half would be my astro area, and the other half would be my theater area. And with this idea in mind, I realized that we were coming up on Black Friday, and that gave me an opportunity to do some planning so I could find exactly what kind of desks that I wanted to have, what kind of bookcases I wanted to have, a lot of things we needed for the Astro Cave, but also for the new house itself. So we waited till Black Friday, and then I struck like a cyber ninja, ordering all kinds of things for the house and for the Astro Cave. So I picked up a lot of gear. It was exactly what I wanted, and I saved a bundle while doing that. I wanted to improve my image processing station, so I decided to go with 2 standing desks that were 72 inches by about 30 inches. I opted for a twin monitor pneumatic arms so that I could get the monitors off the desktop so I have a little bit more free space. And I mounted an under table keyboard tray so that, again, I can keep more things on the table clear. I also picked up 2 rolling filing cabinets, which will be like my desk drawers that I can place underneath the standing desk. And finally, I picked up a really cheap 4K TV that I'm going to put next to that area, and I'm going to have some of my favorite personal images cycling through that just to give it a little bit of that astro flair. In the kitchen area, I added a small microwave, a coffee maker, and another really inexpensive 4K TV where I'm running my digital geochron software that used to be in my ham shack. And then we have the library area. I had 3 wood bookcases that were 72 inches high, and that is the main body that holds most of the books. And then for the library table, I ended up using my old wood desk, which kind of works out nice because it adds a bunch more drawers, which is always handy to have for some extra storage. I got a really nice bright light over that so that when I'm having books or maps or references laid out, they're well illuminated. The other half of the room I turned into my personal theater. So I had the old TV stand, my old 75-inch TV, the sofa, a coffee table, and a chair and a lamp, and that worked out pretty well. This space is pretty much done. It's been unpacked. It's been set up. And it's probably 95% of the way I wanted it to be. And I can tell you, I love it. It's working out great for me. So let's take a quick look and see how the room turned out with its final configuration.
As we walk down the hallway, which leads to my Astro Cave, we first enter and we're in the image processing area. And you can also see my Astro library, which is right behind it. There are 2 72-inch lift desks, and I have 2 32-inch 4K monitors being connected to the computer. Over here I have a inexpensive 4K monitor, which is cycling through some of my favorite images, my own images, along with an area for my laptop when I want to work in conjunction with my main computer. This little niche here, I have my charging station, and I have some more books. my comfy chair that I sit with my laptop and do most of my writing. This is the library area again, but it also leads to the countertop with the sink and the refrigerator. Really helpful to have coffee when you're doing those late night image processing runs. I also have a geochrome for my hand check there. And this is my wall of books, which consists of three 72-inch bookcases. And for a library table, I'm using my old wood desk with a really nice light on it, which really brightly illuminates everything. As I go to the other half of the room, you can see the little mini theater that I put together with my 72-inch TV and my 7.1 surround system and the furniture which I inherited from the old family room since it wouldn't work out in the new house configuration. A couple more bookcases and then another window area. And as you spin around, you can have a view of what it looks like looking down the other end.
Now that my Astro Cave is set up and functional, I'm beginning to shift my energy towards the observatory. It's one thing to have the land, and it's one thing to have an architectural plan. It's another thing to figure out how you're going to get that built. So there's a whole bunch of activities I'm kicking off to have that happen, and we'll be doing another video covering what's going on there. So thank you for spending some time with me today. As always, I welcome your questions and comments both on this YouTube channel and on my website. So this is Pat Cosgrove signing off for Cosgrove's Cosmos. I wish you clear skies and excellent seeing.